So we all know, when it comes to Windows operation system, every single one of them achieved commercial success. Windows 7 gained its popularity through well-refined traditional user interface, while Windows 8 earned its critical acclaim by replacing that with the one suited for tablets. Going back in time, Windows Vista was also a massive success with its high system requirement and overbearing security prompts. They were all great. But do you know what else are also all great? Light machine guns of the nanite system operatives. Just like every single historic Windows OS was a smash success, every single NSO LMGs are also perfect and universally praised by its users. And today I will go over its entire LMG arsenal so you too can understand that they are in fact all excellent weapons. So we start off this guide with the default standard issue XMG 100. Now this weapon features 143 maximum damage at 714 rounds per minute, and compared to the meta 750 RPM of other cross-range LMGs, it only sacrifices 36 RPM. And in return, XMG 100 has 50 meter maximum damage range, easy to handle recoil, and ample magazine size of 80 that can really facilitate back-to-back engagement. And while any other LMGs with a similar magazine size suffers from inaccurate hipfire and long equip speed, XMG 100 still retains the hipfire accuracy and equip speed on par with the 50 magazine size cross-range LMGs, so the weapon never feels cumbersome even in a chaotic battlefield, as long as you can deal with its long reload time. And when it comes to the recoil, this gun really is easy to handle, as thanks to its tight horizontal tolerance, the weapon always kicks back toward where the crosshair was before. And although it's not the perfect to take it to the long-range combat, within the cross range you can easily chain headshots. And in the end of the day, this weapon is just a great example of NSO guns that devs actually didn't botch, where it only loses few damage output but gains many strengths that more than justifies the cost, making this weapon a more versatile and easy to handle alternative to the other factions' cross-range LMGs. So that was it for the NSO light machine guns. Which one was your favorite? My favorite was XMG 100 because of its ease of use and versatility at a reasonable damage output. So in conclusion, just as every Windows OS was a smash success, every single NSO LMGs is an excellent weapon, and they all rank very high in the tier list. Now just in case anyone is interested by a very small chance, in this appendix I will also go over XMG 200. Now XMG 200 is an attempt to add a heavier hitting version of XMG 100. It features the maximum damage of 167, which only drops to 143 at the fire rate of 550 RPM, which is very similar to that of VSLMG Ursa and similar long-range weapons. So at first you might think XMG 200 also does good at range, but unfortunately its muzzle velocity is plotting 500 meters per second, which is completely outclassed by Ursa's 640. And its recoil pattern that has tight horizontal tolerance kind of starts to crack at longer range, where as soon as the cone of the fire starts to bloom, the bullet just alternates between right and left of your target. But at the same time, the weapon still has the favorable traits of XMG 100, such as extended maximum damage range, hipfire accuracy, and fast equip time, which all increases its cross-range effectiveness. Yet the weapon supports the damage model for the long-range combat. If only the weapon's damage model and its strength were on the same page, I think it could have been a competent weapon. But as of now, it's just a very mediocre weapon that is just mediocre at everything. However though, if you are a Korean pro gamer who's living 144 seconds per minute, you can probably take advantage of 3 headshot kills within 50 meters, while in longer range, triangulating the bullet's landing position using your brain to make up for the slow muzzle velocity. In that case, the weapon can be very deadly. Now, unfortunately, the third LMG available to NS operatives is XMG 155, which sports its 150 maximum damage model. And that just makes you question at first, why did devs name it 155 instead of 150 if the entire identity of this weapon revolves around its 150 damage model? But it's just one of many questions you will be asking. Now, with this weapon firing at the rate of 600 RPM, and considering that 150 maximum damage has the same time to kill as the average 143 damage, this is one of the slowest killing weapons in this game. And you will lose every single head-to-head fight. Some people dare say that weapon's time to kill doesn't matter, it's all skill difference and client side. But if you use XMG 155, you know that it's just a blatant lie, as you lose every single 1v1s. And while any other 150 damage weapon normally excel at long range because of its damage only dropping to 125, when it comes to XMG 155, it still has a low-end muzzle velocity of 500 meters per second, and it makes it really hard to hit the target with. And you could argue that the weapon can potentially outperform 143 damage weapons through its longer 7-shot kill range. But then there is NSX Naginata. When it comes to Naginata, it's just a better version. Dealing same 150 maximum damage, it fires at bopping 59 RPM faster, has a better accuracy thanks to its capped corner fire mechanics, and it even reloads faster. And what does XMG 155 offer in comparison? A big annoying lever that does literally nothing. So I would use Naginata instead any time of the day. But I do know that one and only time you should use XMG 155. And that is when you log into Dead Continent and you go up against Battle Rank 5 new players over and over again. And now that's when you wanna use XMG 155, so they don't call you a sweat tryhard. And now lastly, there is Axe Galilei, the NSO's Directive Reload LMG. And the easiest way to describe this weapon is that this is just another version of meta close range LMGs, MSWR and Orion. Basically meaning that if you want to use the meta CQC LMGs, but you are too lazy to hit log out and log in as TR or VS, you can instead just finish the LMG directive with 5,800 kills and use this Axe Galilei as NSO. Because this gun really isn't that unique compared to Orion or MSWR. On top of having the exact same DPS, weapon doesn't have the NSO's faction trait 50 meter max damage range and has the same 50 rounds magazine. It does still have a tight horizontal tolerance, which might extend its effective range a bit farther, but it does come at the cost of higher first shot recoil, which can throw off your aim sometimes. And another notable difference is that Axe Galilei reloads about 0.85 seconds slower, but it does come with the option to equip extended magazine. But of course, these differences are very minute, so basically, if you wanna be a sweat heavy but still wanna play NSO, this is the weapon for you.